An exciting part of the A Day in the Life program is conducting an aquatic biological survey. Your students will work to identify every fish and macroinvertebrate species that they collect.
A macroinvertebrate is an organism that does not have a vertebrate or backbone and is easily visible without magnification. Common macroinvertebrates on Long Island include terrestrial and aquatic insects, insect larvae, worms, leeches, crabs, barnacles, clams, oysters, shrimp, snails, and jellyfish. Your student's objective is to conduct an aquatic biological survey of your site and chart the population or total number of a species caught, the largest individual species, and the total species diversity, or different types of species collected. You will also calculate your group's catch per unit effort, or CPUE, which estimates a fish population's relative abundance by dividing the total fish caught by the number of collections conducted. You will need a pencil, a measuring tape, collection buckets, a seine net, dip nets, clipboards, tray for measuring collected fish, as well as the fish viewer and a reference guide to help you identify the various species you may find. 2 students will pull the seine net. The students should have on waders and must wear a life jacket. Each holds one of the poles at the ends of the net. The students lower the net into the water with the weighted side down and float side up. They should move together with the net sagging behind them, not held taut. Hold the poles with the bottom end leading, like a snow shovel. If the site allows, students can land the net by carefully dragging it to shore, making certain that the weighted end leads the way. If there is vegetation or obstructions, students can scoop and lift the net above the surface, allowing organisms to fall into the hammock shape they create. This can take some practice. Wind can throw the net, so be careful. Students should estimate the total distance the net was dragged across the bottom. But before your students get into the water with their seine net, there are some very important rules you should go over with them. First, respect all animals and equipment. Also, do not stand on the seine net. Students should also enter into their workbook the length, width, and mesh size of their net, as well as the names of students conducting the seining. While your students are pulling their seine net, other students should fill your collection buckets with water in which to place species. When your seine net is pulled onto the shore at your site, your students should kneel at its edges and gently pick up fish first and place them into the buckets. Make sure they do not throw species into the buckets. Next, your students should gently pick up any macroinvertebrates found and place them into buckets. Please make sure they work quickly to get all living organisms into buckets of water. Students should use the reference guide to identify each organism to the best of their abilities. If they have trouble identifying organisms to the species level, they can list them in the most specific level of classification possible. Make sure your students document all their findings on the data charts. Note that there are enough charts in the workbook to conduct 4 seining pulls and document the results of each separately. Have your students record in each chart the total number of species counted during each pull and also measure and record the largest of each species. At the bottom of the last chart, there's a spot for your students to enter the total number of collections conducted and the total number of organisms counted. Remember, each time the net is pulled, it is a separate recorded event. Do not add all the efforts together. If the students catch 0 organisms in the net, even that should be recorded.
A Habitat Association survey includes a record of the various organisms that are observed at your site. Since you've already identified aquatic organisms, we'll focus on terrestrial fauna, including birds and mammals, in this section. Your objective is to identify and count as many as possible.
You will need a pencil, clipboards, and a reference guide. Students assigned to this task should spend some time observing the area that constitutes your site. Then, the student should identify and count birds, mammals, or other organisms they find and record their findings in the chart included in your workbook. Remember that the expert teacher or chaperones might be able to help identify some of the plants, insects, or other organisms you note.
So remember, these instructional videos are intended to be a supplement for the A Day in the Life program.
Please contact us about our next in-person training, whether you're new to the program
or just looking to refresh your skills.